And we are live. Good morning, everybody. Daniel Allison, the average dude. And we've kind of switched places. At one point during our show, Freddie Blanton was in his regular spot, and I was on the road. Today, Freddie is on the road. Where are you today, Fred?
Oh, we are in Cincinnati? Well, we're in Kentucky.
You're in Kentucky.
Real close to Cincinnati, maybe. I don't know.
Okay, well, nice. And you guys are getting ready to go do something kind of different today, aren't you? Up there with your son?
Yeah, we're on the 8th grade field trip. Yesterday, we went to the Louisville Slugger factory.
Nice.
Here's a little knob that they cut off.
Oh, that's cool.
Before the bat gets its final sand.
That's amazing, isn't it? How they make
the process is fantastic. You know, you got guys that we've had on the show and then we interact with on LinkedIn that sell this equipment, that does this kind of stuff. Man, it is amazing to watch.
It really is. And that's one of the things about selling those types of products, getting to go into those situations and put your hands on, hey, somebody's got to make all this stuff we use.
Yeah. And then, you know, here's something I've learned when you travel with teenagers, right? There has to be some sort of go-to candy snack. And here's what it is for this crew. You ready?
Yep.
Nerd gummy clusters. Have you tried a Nerd gummy cluster?
Now, let me guess what this is. This is Nerds smashed into a gummy. Is that what that is? Is it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Look at this thing.
Yeah. That looks like DNA. Yeah.
It is DNA of straight sugar.
Yeah. Oh man. Now I'm not a big sugar person, but
that's why you're so sour.
And we're going to talk about those negative attitudes. And we've got a guest today. I'm so excited that this person jumped on. Very rarely do I say, man, I want that person to be on. And I send them the day of, and then they get on. Almost never happens. Our guest today, he made that happen. And you're going to meet him. But before you do, Russ Hammond, good morning. Ken, good morning.
DT.
David Turner, DT in the house. That boy's rocking and rolling as always. Love to see it. And Russ, I'm going to see you Friday. DJ, good morning. And me and DJ are going to get together soon as well. Hey, so let's talk sales. Let's talk HVAC. Let's meet Jeremy Logue. Here he comes. Are you ready, Jeremy? There he is.
What's
good
up,
morning.
Guys?
Look at the instant coolness with the shades.
Oh, man.
I like it. I like
it.
Yeah. Hey, well, I'm super impressed that you jumped on here with almost no time to spare. Tell me why it's important to take action when you're ready to take action, Jeremy.
Oh man, you got to go, right? No need to look in the rear view. Be a rider, just always go, man.
And that's looking for that opportunities. You know, I mean, one of the things I tell myself, it's like we have to be prepared to get out and go. If somebody says being dressed for success or whatever that means, for me, that means if somebody called me right now and said, hey, can you do this, whether I'm ready or not or planned on it, if I can act, I know I'm in the right state of mind. Fred, what do you think about that?
Absolutely. If you're mentally ready, hey, I'll see you in 10 minutes. I got it.
Man, I mean, you talk about a customer, and a customer calls you last second, say, I don't know if you can make it, and then you show up, boom. What does that do, Jeremy? If you're Johnny on the spot.
I mean, especially one you've been chasing. Not that I've been chasing you guys, but, you know, talk about being ready. You don't know when they're going to have time, right? So,
yes,
just be prepared when you get it.
Absolutely. Well, tell us a little bit about your sales career. Of course, you and I have been connected, but we're not close, but we've been connected for some time. So I'd love to hear more about your career and kind of how you got to where you are.
Yeah, man. So I mentor some sales folks, and they don't believe it, but the best experience I had was knocking on doors, right? Before the Ring cameras and all the things, I had 15 seconds to not get kicked off your porch. And if I could do that, I had a 50-50 shot of getting a transaction.
I love it. I love
But
it.
I tell you, I love watching door knockers on YouTube. You know, whether it's roof, pressure washing, whatever it may be. I love to see people fight through that initial no and then earn some business.
Man, I took 90 no's a day for almost 2 years just to get those 10, 15, 20 yes now, for sure.
Yeah.
Tell us about some of the things you learned, some of the mistakes you made and things you learned maybe about psychology and people. Anything jump out in mind that helped you?
Man, it's pretty basic what we used to teach there, but it rings true throughout my entire career, man. Just smile and make eye contact. Have a little bit of excitement. You know what I mean?
There you go.
If you're excited about what you're talking about, you can look them in the eye and you can smile at them. Chances are you're going to have a good interaction.
Well, we're gonna what we normally do here, Jeremy. So we get a quote of the day, and then we talk a little motivation. I've got some quotes prepared. Do you have any quotes that are important to you, or any quotes that you'd like to share before we do that?
Man, I'm probably going to booger it, but it's old JFK quote about the comfortable. No action is better than comfortable action, or something like that. But I butchered it up, but we'll Google it and get back to it.
Oh yeah. Well, it's uncomfortable actions, and whatever is uncomfortable, that's where we need to take action, right? If we can take, I mean, walking up getting 50, nobody wants to do the 50 no's a day. Everybody says cold calling's dead. You know, that's because they don't want to feel the uncomfortable rejection that cold calling gets us. But let's face it, that's the way to get your message directly to that person.
Man, we all want to be liked, right? So eating those no's just shows you that if you just keep your attitude the entire day, you don't know when they're coming, but if you're not ready for them, you'll turn it into a no.
Absolutely. And we can by our presentation, we can kind of guide that. If we set them up and make it easy for them to tell us no, well, then that's probably what we're going to get. But if we come in a very, if we form Fred, tell me about the way that you approach people when you're dropping in on folks and you just want to talk about Bobcat. Tell us what you do.
Man, I'm hyper perceptive, so I am reading everything about them, from their house, their car, I'm finding a conversation based on something they've already put out there. So break them down early, be easy to talk to. Don't be an asshole. I mean, that's sales right there.
Yeah,
that's absolutely
right. And I try to do the same thing. If I show up at somebody's facility and they're not expecting me, I just try to be, like Jeremy said, nice. Yep. I'm not there to be pushy. I'm there to make sure they know who I am and what I do, and make that interaction interesting, make myself likable. And just because you hear a no now does not mean it'll be no next quarter or in 6 months. That's what you got to hang on to.
Yep.
Yeah. You know,
you got to be graceful, especially when you're chasing clients. I do professional HVAC sales now. And if you get salty on the way out of a no, man, you slam the door on yourself. You gotta incrementally move the ball forward, leave them with a good taste on every interaction, and your time will come. Nobody's perfect out there, so you're just staying on their hip, waiting for their guy to have a hiccup.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, that is the truth. And every time I've gotten upset about it, I tell myself now, because sometimes we want to blame person that made us feel the way that we feel. Man, what's wrong with that guy? Man, that's this and that's that. Once you do that, game over.
Done.
You lost.
You will tell him he's making a bad decision. He gets paid to make decisions for whoever he's representing. So
that's it.
You got to respect his decision. You may not agree with it, but if you think about it long enough, you can probably figure out where he's coming from.
That's right. That's exactly right. So I'm going to play this little intro. You're going to love this, Jeremy.
Quote of the day. Quote of the day.
Classic.
It's high production value here on First Sip. I'm telling you.
I did not hear it, but I'm sure it was great.
Well, if you watch the replay, you might hear it. So I've got quotes here from Jim Rohn, which is one of my favorite motivational speakers. Do you know who Jim Rohn is, Jeremy?
Jim Rome, the sports guy?
No, Jim Rohn, ROHN.
Okay, no.
Yeah, so he's passed away years ago now, but I got on some of his YouTube stuff when I first started my personal development journey, and man, I love his delivery. I love he was the real deal. I'm going to grab this one. He's got so many here. We might get a couple. He actually said this one: "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." And that's one that we hear very often. And how true is that? I mean, whoever you're sitting with at the lunch table, if it's the skateboarders, you're going to be skating. You're going to be dressing like a skater and you're talking like a skater.
Yeah, you got to turn theys into us's.
Yes, that's right. Find the people that you need to. And who is your people? Who is your tribe? For me, it doesn't matter. I don't care about money or status. I mean, all of those things are nice if we're doing business, but at the end of the day, we need energy. We got to be around people that are positive, and we're going to be positive, because there's nothing worse than the complainer. Would you agree?
100%, man. And there's always somebody better out there, and I'm a competitive guy, right? So I've got a respectful target on somebody all the time, right? That's how I got to where I am now. Just find somebody who does it well, model it, put your spin on it, and use it, because it works.
Now, I like that.
I feel like you have to have a game to play. You have to have a trophy to chase. And that's a prime example. Because you can turn up everything if you know somebody's better than you, and you start turning it into a game, a chase, a competition, you will automatically put more effort.
It's fun growing up in a business and having guys that just continually beat you, half generation older than you, whatever it may be, got in earlier than you, hone their craft, and all of a sudden, you guys are chopping it up over a beer because you got them on one, right?
Yeah.
It's fun, man. It's fun.
That made me smile, but yeah, it is. I mean, and there's a healthy competitive that we can turn on anytime. We do it all the time out at F3 and our fitness group. I can remember this past turkey trot. You see somebody that's running up ahead of you, and you just say, "Man, if I could just catch them before the end," and it's that extra little kind of something to chase. I mean, and once we do that, it's like, okay, if they can do it, I might not beat them, but I can quicken my pace a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't have to tell them that, but I mean,
yeah.
You see somebody, you're like, man, I'm better than that person, but not in the moment, and you just start modeling and chasing them down.
Absolutely. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. How about it? Y'all agree or disagree?
Oh, yeah. If you compete with yourself every day, you'll be all right.
Yeah, I think the reality of that is, as much work as you put into yourself, it will naturally flow over to your job, and everybody will notice a difference.
Amen. And there you go. Success is not to be pursued; it is be attracted by the person you become. I think that's what he's saying. You give yourself this big goal, and then we say, in order to reach that goal, and if I wanted to run, let's say I wanted to run the turkey trot in a certain amount of time. Well, in order to be that person, I'm going to have to start eating better. I'm going to have to start running every day. I'm going to have to start getting very disciplined. And at that point, the race and that time is coming towards me, because I'm becoming the person that's capable of running that time.
Yep.
So
no shortcuts.
Right. And he talks a lot about fanning the flames of desire and have a burning desire for whatever it is that we want. You know, so they talk about why and that sort of thing, and that's good. But having something that really excites us, that really scares us, it's going to get us out of that complacency and make us a little hungrier, isn't it? Now I know Jeremy knows all about that, right, Jeremy? Look,
Oh yeah.
thinking big.
If you're uncomfortable and excited, you're growing. I mean that's it right there, right? Always pushing the boundary. It's embrace the uncomfortable.
That's it.
Absolutely. Well, hey, this has been a lot of fun. You embraced the uncomfortable that most people don't this morning, Jeremy. So I
Yeah,
appreciate you jumping on with us.
90 seconds of preparation. So I appreciate it, Daniel. Nice to
Hey,
meet you,
you're
Fred.
the man, and I'm gonna give Fred the final thought before we close this thing out.
Hey, we heard it earlier. If you're in sales, don't be salty.
Don't be salty. Go out there and sell something today, folks. Let's roll.